Well, he's like fun and bombastic. Okay, judging by your face, it's definitely not correct.
I'm keeping it neutral here. What do you?
You are not keeping it neutral. Hey GQ, I'm Marisha Ray.
And I'm Matthew Mercer.
And this is the GQ Couples Quiz.
Oh boy. Marisha.
Yes.
What would be my profession had I not gotten into acting?
You wanted to be an animator for cartoons.
Yeah.
And you almost went to college for animation, and then you talked to an animator over at Disney, I think?
They were a Disney animator, yeah.
And they were like, if you love art and you don't want to stop loving art, maybe don't do this.
Yeah. That person had a very rough experience, I think, at the time. All right, so I'll definitely give you the point for that.
Yeah.
Good memory on that one.
Off to a good start.
Yep.
Let's hope I don't fuck it up.
I'm sure you're fine. Marisha.
Yes.
What would you consider to be my most surprising non-D&D hobby?
That's a good question. You're a very dedicated, like when we have costumes or cosplay that we're doing for like Halloween episodes or something, you're insanely dedicated to the accuracy. So there's that.
So cosplay, costume.
Cosplay, yeah, and costume building.
That is a point. That is a point. Over 15, 16 years ago, I did a Sephiroth costume from Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children specifically, that I poured my whole Kosusi into, and I was real proud of that one.
Kosusi, is that your costume pussy?
Yes, it is. And I do not retract that statement. Now, on to the next question.
Okay.
Enough of me. Marisha, what is my favorite genre of horror?
What is your favorite genre of horror?
Yes.
I'm gonna say cosmic horror.
Cosmic horror is pretty close. I'll give you a half point for that.
Pretty close.
Occult horror.
Occult horror.
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah. Marisha, what was my first job ever?
I believe your first job ever. This is a good question. I should have written this down. Maybe I'll just randomly throw this in later. Your first job was a barista at a Barnes & Noble. Was that your first job? No. Wait. You were a video game tester.
That is correct.
Yes!
You saved yourself. I was a video game tester, and then I was a barista at a Barnes & Noble cafe.
Okay.
And then went back to game testing, and yeah. Yeah, good job. You caught yourself there.
I did.
That's another point. What food do I hate the most?
Tomatoes.
Yeah. Straight out of the gate. Raw tomatoes.
Raw tomatoes.
I like tomato sauces. Once it's been destroyed, if the tomato's been pulverized and punished for its evil ways, then I can enjoy it. But like a raw tomato, it's like eating a shitty jellyfish.
Well, I get a point though, right?
You do get a point, immediately. Marisha, what do I never leave the house without?
I feel like this is supposed to be something. I mean.
Is it?
Is it? Is this a trick question?
I don't know.
Your wedding band.
That is true. That is actually genuinely true.
Gaming the system.
I would also accept my wallet or my phone.
Well.
Marisha, what was my favorite trip that we've taken together?
Is this another trick question where you're trying to be cute and it's like our honeymoon? Or something else?
What do you think?
Our honeymoon was pretty great. Obviously a great one. Our trip to Ireland was great. Scotland was also great. Yeah, I'll say our honeymoon.
That is correct. Outside of the obvious reasons, of course, it was just great we did a trek through Thailand to Malaysia to Singapore. And it was just
a little Southeast Asia.
Yeah. We planned our trip by watching Anthony Bourdain, which is a good way to plan any trip, I think.
Just wanted to go, tell me where the food is good, Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
You got the point. What's the emoji that I use most often?
I don't know, you're not like a big emoji guy.
Not in the modern sense, maybe. Emoji's a term that's been around for a while.
Okay, are we tapping into some like early 2000 shit where we're also talking about like emoticons? Because you do less than 3 a lot. And I feel like you still do less than 3 a lot. Does that count as an emoji?
The term emoji is encompassing for a long time. Is that
I'll
true?
do that, less than 3.
You get a point.
Hey!
Less than 3 heart is something that I cannot shake.
Yeah. From AIM chat rooms.
Yeah. What video game do I come back to the most often?
You've gone back to a lot of the Soulsborne games. Yeah, probably like Dark Souls or Demon Souls.
I'll take a point for the series. I'll take a point for the series.
For the series?
Yeah, the Dark Souls series definitely I've been back to the most. Initially it was Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one that I had a lot more free time and obsessed over, and then go back to it now. Elden Ring's kind of fighting for Bloodborne 2. Look, it's a thing. Anyway, Next question. Marisha.
Yes.
What is my favorite book?
House of Leaves.
You get a point. That was a tricky one because there's a lot of books that have influenced me directly, and some of them are kind of feel obvious on the surface, but House of Leaves is the book that I've gone back to a number of times and has kind of really adjusted my perspective on presenting a story through different media.
In genre and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
for
call.
sure.
I was hoping you'd get that one.
I need to pick it back up again.
Marisha.
Yes.
Like I say your name before each one to make it official.
I love it.
I'm sure. What musical artist or band was my first concert?
U2? Was that the one? No, that can't be right. Shit. Because you talk a lot about the U2 concert where No Doubt opened.
Correct. That was a great concert.
And No Doubt was better than U2.
Yeah.
But was that your first concert? Yeah, I'll say that's my answer. I don't know if that's right.
It is not right. That is incorrect. No, it was the Moody Blues. At the Hollywood Bowl for my dad's birthday. Yeah. Alrighty, bringing it back to hobby-related topics here. Marisha, of all the miniatures that I've painted, which one is my favorite?
I'll say the Gorm Mini for Kingdom Death, but I don't think that's right.
Good choice, but not quite. No point on that one. It's the Dragon King. The Dragon King for Kingdom Death Monster. With the face and the chest. And that one I'm proud of most. Marisha, who is my favorite Marvel character?
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, out of the gate, boom, got the point on that one. Marisha, which character that I've voiced do I think I'm the most like?
Maybe... What's your JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character?
Jotaro?
Jotaro?
Jotaro Kujo?
Well, he's like fun and bombastic. Okay, judging by your face, that's definitely not correct.
I'm keeping it neutral here. What do you?
You are not keeping it neutral. You play like moody and aloof characters all the time, and I wouldn't really say you're moody or aloof.
No, I play off type a lot. I would go with Leon Kennedy probably.
I thought Leon Kennedy, but once again, he's very like aloof.
I don't think he's that.
You know who actually might have been better?
Huh.
I'm gonna say your answer is wrong.
Okay, yeah. What do you got? What you got?
McCready from Fallout. McCready?
Also pretty close. Yeah.
I think he's a little bit more closer to you than Leon Kennedy.
Maybe a basic comparison. Okay, you know what? I'll give you a half point for contesting my answer with an actual pretty decent follow-up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a half point on that.
Okay, I'll take half points.
All right, you should know this one. Marisha, what is my favorite Street Fighter character?
Dan.
Pretty close, but that's no point. Akuma, or Goki.
Akuma. Hey, that's right. I should have known that.
You should have known that.
But you have a soft spot for Dan.
Of course I do. Danny Biki's the best. Second best. Marisha, what was the class of my very first D&D character?
Okay, I know this. You were a wizard that wielded swords because you wanted to be like Gandalf, but like a fighter wizard, especially in old D&D, is awful and does not work.
Correct, full point on that one. Wizard with the Militant Wizard kit, which
Militant Wizard kit.
Sucked, especially at first level. What is my favorite D&D class?
Well, you like dwarves, but that's not a class.
No.
Bard?
Bard, give you the point. Yeah. Yeah. Marisha.
Yeah.
What is my least favorite anime character of all time?
Why would you write this?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to think of that. I had a thought.
You clearly had a thought.
I did.
that you were probably just thinking of in the moment.
Yeah.
Your least favorite anime character of all time.
Correct.
You have a thing against, you're not crazy about like whiny girls, like high-pitched whiny girls.
No.
Or girls who wear tiny hats. You hate tiny hats.
Hats are meant to be a certain size.
I'm just gonna pivot this question to about how you hate tiny hats.
I'll give half points for any character with a tiny hat. I believe that concludes all my questions.
That's all of yours?
That's all mine, yeah.
Oh, I wonder how many points I got.
We'll
There's a lot of
tally it up
half
at the
points in there, yeah.
end. Like a handful of half points. You did really good, though. Well, now's the time. Grill me. Grill me, Marisha.
All right, Matthew,
Yes.
what did I want to be when I was little?
I mean, little is a spectrum. I mean, I know you want to be a dancer.
There was a time, yeah.
There was a time. I'll stick with dancer.
Yeah, I'll give you a point for that.
Okay. So I knew that was a thing, yeah.
Dancer, actor, there was a time where I was like, I want to be a triple threat. Back when people referred to people as triple threats, and now I don't know if anyone uses that term anymore. You get a point. I'm gonna toss the cards because I saw Neil Patrick Harris do that on his quiz,
I didn't know that was an option.
and I thought that was very fun. So I want to be like,
Look at that. All at once. Boom.
what's our favorite game to play together?
I'll say Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
That's
I
that's been
agree.
our long time kind of couple.
Couple cozy.
Relax, yeah.
Both the video game and the board game.
Yeah.
We like to play.
We put that board game a lot. We come up with like house rules for it to keep it challenging and stuff.
But yeah, I would say Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is definitely our big one, to the point where like our morning routine involves putting on the soundtrack as we make coffee.
Yeah, where there's like a lot of like chill hop remixes of Stardew Valley.
It's an unhealthy
out there now.
obsession.
It's really great. What is my favorite way to relax after a stressful week?
Play Stardew Valley.
Yeah. What is the most fun thing about me that most people don't know?
Huh. You have a unique passion for gardening
Oh,
and like growing your own little plants and vegetables.
yeah. That's fun. Well, I have my cottagecore fantasy.
Yeah.
That we're too busy to ever realize
I know.
or
You've-
live out.
You have started numerous gardens.
I've started so many gardens. One day, one of them will stick. The end goal is to just be a witch in the woods.
Respect.
Could you imagine being left alone in the woods? It sounds so good.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah. You get a point, maybe a point and a half. 'Cause we're making up rules.
Dang. Whew. Hot streak.
What is our song?
What is our song? Oh, we have a few. I'm gonna pick this one because we literally used a version of it for our procession at our wedding.
Yeah?
That's 500 Miles by the Proclaimers.
Yeah, that's kind of the one I was thinking.
Good. I want to make sure.
I think that's the most like our song of our songs.
Correct. So it's like
if
Hand
you-
Over Feet by Alanis Morissette.
Hand Over
another
Feet.
one. Yeah.
What is the YouTube video that lives rent-free in my brain?
Oh no. I'm gonna lose this one. It's bound to happen. Embrace the failure. Makes you stronger. You learn from it, man. Shh.
Are you okay over there?
I'm trying to psych myself up. No.
Do you need help?
Always.
Call a therapist.
I will say this because it is one of them, and it's just, it's like, what have you got? A knife! No!
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I think in my head I was thinking of the cockatiel that sings the Totoro.
Oh, Totoro theme, yes! Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
There's also. It's so
It's a cute
cute.
video.
I will always laugh at the Phil Collins deer.
It's so good.
That's a good one. Honestly,
Yeah.
there's so many. We watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
Which one did you say? What did you say?
The knife.
Yeah, I'll give you a half point.
Okay, I'll take the half point.
That's
I'll take
fair.
it.
What other historical era would I have lived in?
I don't know why this came to mind, and I just probably not the right answer. I'm gonna say the Victorian era
Okay.
because the wallpaper was deadly, and and you would have been like the baddest bitch of all like the nicely dressed ladies going to like wood social parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
You'll take it?
I don't know. This is another one. I just kind of wanted to see what you were gonna say. If it's not that, then it's like ancient Greece, where I would have also like been like put me on the Senate, even though that's not allowed.
Oh yeah, a boss bitch regardless.
Yeah. What is my current favorite book?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Me, Myself, and Why by Jennifer Ouellette.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, it's a really great book about like, why am I like this? Could be the subtitle of the book.
It's a question we ask ourselves
Yeah.
often.
If I could be any one D&D class in real life, what would it be?
You have too much fun with the idea of magic.
Yeah. That's the thing with, like, if you had to be, like, all the classes in D&D are all fun and make sense, but, like, if you're bringing something to real life.
It's between druid or sorcerer. Because the druid has the nature elements of it and the beast transformation stuff. I'm gonna say druid.
Yeah. That's probably what I would pick too.
Because the beast form,
the beast
being able to like
forms.
fly easily as a bird and
Yeah.
yeah.
You can turn into things.
And your gardens will
fly.
live.
And my gardens would live.
Yes.
It's full circle.
See?
Correct. What was the first movie that we watched together?
I'm gonna say Kill Bill.
No.
No, I fucked it up.
No. I'm pretty certain it was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You are totally right. It was.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think like the second movie we watched together, I think was Phantom Tollbooth.
Right, which I wanted to
think.
show you. Yeah, the Chuck Jones. I was like, you have to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on me. I failed that one.
No point.
That's okay. It's gonna happen.
If we could relive one day of our relationship together, which day would it be?
And the classic to go to is the wedding day, but that day was also so hectic. Maybe the night of our first date for me.
Yeah.
Because like it was perfect.
I think that's actually what I had in mind when I wrote this question. This is kind of I was like, what was I thinking of? I think it would be the first date,
It was
for
like
sure.
Tonga Hut, taking over the jukebox, having cocktails, then
Yeah.
going to Lakma
Yeah.
and the
Laying
Lamplorian,
in
as
the
we called it.
lamps, yeah.
And then driving to the beach, first kiss.
And we watched the sun come up.
Yep. While searching for a Wendy's Frosty.
We kept looking for a Wendy's Frosty and all the Wendy's were closed.
Yeah.
So we went all over LA looking for a Wendy's.
Perfect night.
It was great. Yeah, you get a point.
Yay!
Matthew.
Yes, Marisha.
I don't know, I never call you Matthew.
I know.
I don't know why, it just seems so formal here.
I like it, it's fun.
What is the top bucket list item I want to build together before we die?
Oh, treehouse.
Correct!
Yeah. No,
I want an
no
awesome
question there.
fucking treehouse! Damn it.
I know. One day.
One day. You should know this one.
Uh-oh.
What discontinued Taco Bell item am I still mourning?
Oh, man. I think it's gonna have to be a pass. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me.
Caramel, apple, empanadas, baby!
Of course. I was thinking of food items,
the
not the
best.
dessert item. And I was like, food item? Like, no, they brought back the nacho fries and like, what was it? It was the dessert, yeah.
Caramel apple!
You're right. You're right. I should have known that. Divorced.
If I had proposed to you, how would I have done it?
Have we had this conversation?
No, I don't think
we're,
so.
We're just coming up with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would?
I just figure we could like brainstorm something.
Sure, and then you'll decide whether or not I deserve points at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I feel like you might have done like a mysterious kind of almost like a fetch quest across different locations.
Mm-hmm. Like a big scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a series of little clues and puzzles.
Yeah.
You know, we both kind of live in that realm, and that's what I did for you in an enclosed space. But I think you would have like
I would have made you go like all around LA.
all over the city.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking something like that too. But maybe at certain places we can have like actors, like basically like 30 Mile Zone Sleep No More. Throw a bag over your head.
Yeah.
Cops are called.
No, Travis already did that to Troy. Yeah, no, that's what I think. I think it would have been
think
like
so,
a
too.
protracted, immersive narrative.
Yeah, you would have had to work for it.
Of course.
Kind of like I had to work for it.
I made you work for it.
Yeah,
Had to earn that ring.
that's a point. Yeah, jeez Louise. Solve this escape room where we don't get engaged.
Look, I don't set the stakes. I actually,
You did.
I did.
You
I
actually
did. Yeah,
did. It's exactly
I
what
still
happened.
asked you,
Yeah.
probably.
What's my dream role?
I mean, you certainly expressed that you would love to play Poison Ivy.
Correct.
Yeah.
You get a point.
Yay!
Which one of us does our corgi, Omar, like better?
I disagree with you on this, but you think it's me.
It is you.
No, I think he loves us both equally.
He loves you.
That's not true.
I'll give you a half point because you know what I think, but you still don't agree.
Okay, I'll accept that. I hold my ground.
What's my favorite character that I've played?
Your favorite character that you've played?
Yeah.
Does this include Critical Role related stuff?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm gonna have to go Beauregard Lionette.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, she's definitely the closest to, and you give her free reign to be the badass bitch without consequences.
Yeah, she's the closest to my heart.
But you've been enjoying Laudna thoroughly.
I do love Laudna.
And you learned a lot about yourself with Keyleth. I mean, any of them are great.
Yeah, they're all facets of us. So.
But I'd say Beauregard's probably the one that does the smoothest fit.
Yeah. What was I wearing the first time that I stayed the night at your place?
You were wearing I want to say like a black and white striped tube top.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, and I think dark jeans.
I think it was a jean miniskirt.
That might have been it. Yeah.
I think it was a jean miniskirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sure
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why I know that.
We know why. Well, good job.
Good job to you
did it. You got a point for that last one, of course.
Yay!
We did it. Good game.
Feels pretty even. Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
Yeah, well done. All right, so I guess with the tally, you ended up with this many points.
Not too shabby. It's pretty good.
This magical number that now exists in my hand.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I like the font choice. And then you got this many.
What? Really? Wow, it's pretty close. They're both pretty neck and neck.
They do feel pretty neck and neck.
Yeah.
I can't say what they are, but they've got to be close.
I guarantee you, this was fun.
Yeah.